私に手伝ってほしいの？
何かお手伝いできることはありますか？
ないでしょ。のんびり行こうよ。今がチャンス。さあ頑張ろう。弓の名手の腕見せてあげる。一気に仕留めるよ。
このくらい私はこんなこともできます。心配いりません。はあ、想像の力よ。
集中。
このくらい私はこんなこともできます。
せーの、準備完了。
想像の力よ。
集中。もう一押ししましょう。
想像の力よ。
集中。みんなよろしくね。
想像の力よ。はあ、
弓の名手の腕見せてあげる。どんどん攻めよう。
私はこんなこともできます。
さーて気合い入れていくよ。今がチャンス。今がチャンス。
想像の力よ。想像の力よ。
このベロニカには夢が。
私はこんなこともできます。心配。想像の力よ。
コワルスキー卿、これでいいですよね。
スティーブン、ウィリアム、お願いします。
撃ちます。さあ頑張ろう。弓の名手のさーて今がチャンス。弓の名手の腕どんどん攻めよう。さーて
このくらいならもう
弓の名。今がチャンス。
私はこんなこともできます。想像の力よ。私はこんなこともできます。
さーて気合い入れていくよ。弓の名手の腕見せて。一気に仕留めるよ。
想像の力よ。
さあ今がチャンス。
想像の力よ。想像の力よ。想像の力よ。
弓の今がチャンス。
私はこんなこともできます。想像の力よ。想像の力よ。想像の力よ。
集中。
心配いりません。想像の力よ。想像の力よ。
撃ちましょうか。
撃ちます。さっきのはすごい攻撃でしたよね。
What's up guys, how are you guys doing? In this video we're gonna be talking about HILDE, okay? I might to pull her earlier and I've been testing her the whole day today, and yeah, so far she's been really fun, I'm not gonna lie, and I think I might have the best take for her. So we will be talking about that as well, and we will be talking about her kit and everything. Okay, of course, season 4 just started, and she's gonna be the first characters coming out, and then afterward there's gonna be 2 characters. One is one is Arabella, and then one is Olga, right? That's gonna be coming after her. But yeah, I think Arabella, and by the way, Arabella seems like I was expecting she's gonna be a debuffer, guys, and she's gonna be bringing new debuff mechanic to the game. So I'm very excited about that, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so Arabella should be coming after Hilde, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about that as well. But yeah, let's get started and let's talk about Hilde right here. Okay, so Hilde is a very interesting character, and yeah, she's mainly AoE focused DPS character. Okay, pretty much most of her cards, they do AoE damage, and then she is able to create these different cards right here, these homing arrows right here, and each of them, I think there's 3 different ones she's able to create. We have the homing arrow, which is the base version, and these are like extra attack cards. Okay, they are single target extra attack cards right here. So that's the first one right here. We have the base homing arrow right here. And then if you look at the other cards right here, let me show you guys. If you look at the epiphany on this thing, she's also able to make the homing arrow fracture, which is going to be what you guys are going to be using if you are planning to use it with Arabella. Okay, because Arabella is a character that's going to be focused on debuffing, and this fracture one is going to be for her. Okay, if you guys are trying to create a team with Hilde and Arabella and create like a dot team, this is what you guys are gonna go for. Okay, this is of course her second homing arrow, you know what I'm saying, thing she's able to create, and then she have another one called the homing arrow grand right here. Okay, this thing is pretty much a massive hitting homing arrow right here she's able to create. And as you guys can see on the screen, right, it says this will do the most damage, of course, right? Because if you look at the other homing arrows right here, right, this one it got a base damage of 122% extra attack, right? And then if you look at the fracture one, it will do 51% extra attack, but this is mainly because the fracture going to be doing that damage as well, right? So, but if you look at this multiplier here, it's a 510, right? But in my opinion, this is the worst variant of the homing arrow. Okay, you guys don't want to do a build with this, because this was compared with the other 2, this is not that good. Okay, the grand one. Okay, but we're gonna be talking about her kit. Okay, pretty much. So she's the way she works, pretty much she's able to create these arrows in the draw pile, and then when she draws them, she's able to activate them. Okay, because these things, they have attunement on them. So as you guys see, right, extra attack to the enemy with the lowest HP, draw one, and then attunement activates this card, right? And you guys know what attunement is. When this card is drawn, it will activate, right? So when she's drawing this homing arrow after creating them in the draw pile, she's able to activate them right away as extra attacks right here. Okay, so very, very good right here. And that's pretty much how she works, right? You create these guys right here in the draw pile, you draw them, you do damage, and yeah, she's able to put out some insane damage, guys. If you guys are able to cycle her homing arrow back to back, yeah, she does insane amount of damage. Okay, but let's talk about her, kit in general right here. Okay, so this is her main card right here, which is called the Quiver Reload. This is how you're gonna get your homing arrows right here, which is your main way of doing damage right here. Okay, and if you look at the homing arrow, we have homing arrows, the base version, got a draw one on it, and it will prioritize targeting lowest HP enemies. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay. And if you look at the, the fracture right here, this is a dot-based version right here. It will do 51% extra attack to all enemies, and it will add 1 fracture and then draw 1. And then it also have attunement that lets it activate when it's drawn right here. So very good. And if you guys don't know what a fracture is, at the end of the turn, 40% dodge for each fracture. So you stack a bunch of these guys right here. This thing, you can stack this fracture up to 30 stacks, and then once you reach 30, you're going to do the most damage right here. Okay, so yeah, you just create a bunch of homing arrow, activate them, and you are able to stack these fractures right here. Okay, and then on effect activation, decrease fracture stack by itself, right, by half, right? So just keep that in mind. Okay, so that's her other one, and then she has the giant or the grand version right here. She reminds me of a little bit of like Veronica, where she's able to create the ballistas on Veronica, but for Hilde, she's able to create these homing arrows right here. Okay, which is interesting, right? For this one, it will do 510 extra attack to the enemy with the highest HP. Okay, so this one prioritize the highest HP enemy right here. Okay, just keep that in mind. And it also have a draw one effect on it, and I'm pretty sure all of them do have a draw one on them as well, right? So very good. So let's talk about what her epiphanies as well right here. Okay, of course, before that though, I don't want to go over her other cards right here. We have the Plasma Rain, which is going to be doing 61% damage, and 2 ionization, right, to all enemies. This is a new term right here. What this ionization is it will do 8% damage amount taken for each ionization, and plus 4% additional damage amount taken from HILDE for each ionization, max 12 stacks, right? So this pretty much it's a debuff you are able to apply on the enemy, and you're gonna be doing more damage pretty much. Okay, this thing you can stack this thing up to 12%. I mean to 12 right here, which is pretty good. And then she have this one right here, which is a draw and release card right here. This one you guys can actually remove this card. Okay, it's okay. And if you look at the the epiphanies, it's nothing crazy right here. Okay, so what this does is it's her like draw mechanic she have right here. Okay, so the base version does draw 2 attack cards of this unit, which is pretty good. So this lets you draw your homing arrows right here and activate them right away because of that tournament, right? So it's really good for that, but you guys can actually remove this and you'll be fine. Okay, and then yeah, it will do, as you can see, right, it will do plus 50% damage amount to those cards for 1 turn until used, right? So it will draw 2 attack cards. In this case, it will be like the homing arrows cards right here, because those are her attack cards, and then it will add a 50% damage amount to those cards. Okay, and then we have this one right here. This is of course another one of her main card right here. This also have a new term called a 0 in right here. So it says on hit 0 in. Okay, in. So what this 0 in is, at the end of the turn, 35% extra attack to the enemy with the highest HP for each 0 in, and the effect activates on effect activation removes 0 in, and this thing can stack up to 60 times right here, which is crazy. Okay, so her main damage source is her extra attack. Okay, she's heavily relying on extra attacking, and it's pretty much just do even more extra attacks right here, and this 0 in effect will prioritize the highest HP enemy right here. Okay, and it's a lead card as well, which is pretty good, right? So say at the start of the turn has a 50% chance to decrease cost of the card with this effect by 1. This is pretty good, right? If you get lucky, you'll be able to cast this for 0 cost, which is really good. Okay, she's very AP friendly, of course. This is also another card you guys can actually remove, which is called Vortex Arrow. This thing, there's no epiphany on this, but what it would do is it would draw 3 cards, right? And then 122% damage to all enemies, so it's her AoE stuff right here, and the 6 plus 60% damage amount for each attack card drawn through an ability this turn. Okay, so you activate this. You hold on to this, right, and you activate your homing arrows. You draw those homing arrows, activate them and everything, and then once you reach the 8 max, you want to use this card right here, so you do the most damage. Okay, because it would add a 60% damage amount for each attack card drawn through an ability this turn, right? Okay, so just keep that in mind. Okay, you want to use this last. Okay, so you guys can do the most damage on this, but you guys can actually remove this from the save data if you guys want to. Right, this and this one are the 2 you guys can remove. Okay, her main card are the Quiver Reload, you guys upgrade version, Big Game Ranger, and then you have this one right here, Plasma Rain. Okay, so those are her main cards. Okay, now let's talk about the Epiphany. Okay, in my opinion, for the Quiver Reload card right here, the best epiphany is probably this one. This is really good. It will let you create 4 homing laser in draw pile, then it will draw one of those cards. Okay, this is very good right here. And yeah, you'll be able to, it's a lead card as well, so you'll be able to cast this for 0 cost as well if you guys want. Okay, and even if you get a Divine Epiphany, you guys can actually just cast this for 0 cost anytime you want. Okay, so this is really good right here. Another one is this right here. This is really good, right? It will let you create 3 homing arrow fracture in draw pile. Again, if you want to have both of them in your save data, this is very good. Okay, you guys can do one dupe of this, right? One copy of this card with create 4 effect right here, and you can do the other dupes with the create 3 effect right here. Okay, another one that's really good is of course the last epiphany right here, which is a Quiver Reload. This is going to be a unique card, so you guys are not going to be able to duplicate this, but what it does, it will, at the start of the turn, it will create 3 homing arrows. Okay, keep that in mind in the draw pile, right? So every turn it will be able to create 3 homing arrow in the draw pile, which is really good. So you're always gonna have the homing arrow reserved, okay? You guys can activate right away, okay? When you draw it, okay? Next up, and then homing arrow says a homing arrow cannot be a target of turn draw, which is interesting right here, okay? So again, what this means is you won't be able to, you know, draw these homing arrows when the turn starts, right? But you could draw them out with her own abilities, okay? Because she does have skills that later draw those cards, so you guys can actually do that, okay? So this is not going to be anything. It's not going to affect your, you know, gameplay and stuff like that, okay? This is fine, okay? So cannot be a target of turn draw, okay? Just keep that in mind. Next up, okay, so those are the 3 ones that I really do like. There's this one as well, right, which lets you create 2 homing arrow in the draw pile, and when an enemy is defeated, create 2 homing arrow in the draw pile. This one's okay, but you have to be able to defeat the enemy in order to create more homing arrows right here, okay? So there's a condition there, okay? But this one's way better, because you always gonna have those 3 homing arrow every turn, right? Because we just create them and you're gonna be chilling, okay? Next up, this one is a quiver reload. This is how you're gonna get the grand version, which, and in my opinion, this is the worst one, okay? You guys don't need to, you know, go for this build specifically, it's not that good, okay? But the 3 one right here, this one, this, and this, very good right here, okay? Next up, we have her Plasma Rain right here. When it comes to the Plasma Rain card right here, the one I do like the most is this right here. The first Epiphany is really good. It will turn this thing into a lead card, so you'll be able to cast this for 0 cost if you get lucky when you start a fight. But it will do 102% damage, and then 2 ionization to all enemies. And you guys already know what this ionization is. It will just increase the damage she does, okay, to the enemy. And then it says it does have attunement, and when you when the attunement activates, right, when you draw this card and it will activate, it will give you ionization to a random enemy. So yeah, you just be able to apply more ionization on enemies when you are able to draw this, you know what I'm saying? So it's pretty good right here. Very simple passive, and it's pretty good for her as well. And another one, if you guys don't want to rely on the RNG here, you guys can just go for this one, right? It will let you, you know, apply ionization whenever you want, or because it says 3 ionization to all enemies, and it will let you draw 1. So if you guys want, you guys can just go with this as well. But I think this one is way better in my opinion. And another one is this one right here. This one's decent, right? It will do 120% damage to all enemies, and it will let you draw 1 attack card with this unit. And then if you have a streak, this is a new thing as well. If the last card used was this of the same attribute, enable effect, right? This is going to be very good with Arabella, because she's also instinct type, so this could be actually kind of pretty nice for her, okay? But right now with Hilde, I don't think he needs this in my opinion, right? But it's very good, right? What does it would do the damage, and will let you draw attack card of this unit, which is really good. And you are most likely going to be drawing your homing arrows, which then activates them, okay, because they have attunement. So this is really good. And then if you have a streak, what it does, it will decrease the cost by 1, so you'll be able to cast this for 0 cost, right, when you have that streak right here. So it's very good, right? Of course, this streak effect, I'm pretty sure Faye also have that kind of thing going on. So yeah, again, Faye and her is also really good, okay, together. So yeah, but this one is the one I haven't tried that much, but I don't know. I don't know how crazy this is, right? It got ignition. It says 3 cost 1 right here. What does it? Will do 184 piercing damage, so you'll be able to bypass, you know, I'm saying, shields and stuff like that, right? And 3 ionization to enemies. I don't know how useful this is. I think you guys can, you know, not go for this. Okay, this is not crazy, okay, it's okay, it's just whatever. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this one, right? I'm not liking this one. Next time we have this one right here. It will do 102% damage and 3 ionization to all enemies, and then when you defeat, you'll be able to apply 3 fracture to all enemies as well, right? This one is okay as well, but I think my favorite one is this one right here. And this one, right, with Arabella especially, when she come out, I think this is going to be very good, okay? And then this one is also okay. So those are the 3 ones I do like, in my opinion. Next up, we have the draw and release card. This one, you guys can remove from your deck, to be honest. So for this one, when it comes to the Epiphanies, I like this one, right? It will just let you move all cards in hand to the draw piles and draw for each move, right? This will let you shuffle your hand, so you'll be able to draw those homing arrow if you get lucky, right? So this is very good right here. So that one's decent, and it's a 0 cost as well. Next up we have this one right here. We'll let you draw 2 attack cards of this unit, and then we'll do 80% damage amount of those cards for 1 turn until used. So this pretty much lets you draw 2 of her attack cards, and then add 80% damage boost to those cards, so you'll be able to do more damage as well. We have this one as well, right? Draw 2 for the next 3 extra attack of this unit, 1 fracture to all enemies. This is actually really good. This also, I think this might be really good with Arabella as well. Okay, just keep that in mind. Okay, because Arabella also have similar thing going on, where you know the more debuff you apply on the enemy, she's gonna be doing even more damage. Okay, so I think this is gonna be really good with Arabella. So I do like that specific, you know what I'm saying, epiphany right here. Okay. Another one is this one right here. We'll let you draw 2 lead cards, decrease cost of this card by 1 for 1 turn until used. This is pretty cool, right? It would just let you draw more cards, but if this was a 0 cost one, I think it would have been a lot better. But it's a 1 cost, so I don't know how good it's gonna be. Of course, if you get Divine Infinity, you might actually be able to, you know, utilize this better. But yeah, for 1 cost, I don't know if it's worth it. Okay. Next up we have the last one right here. We will do increase damage amount of the next attack card of the unit by 30% for each card drawn through an ability this turn. This is very good, right? Just to let you do, you know, to let you increase the damage of your homing arrows, right? Or her other, you know, damaging cards. This is very good, but yeah, it's okay, right? But yeah, that's 300% multiplier is really good. But in my opinion, the one I do like is of course this one right here, and I also like this, especially with Arabella, and I think this one's okay as well, right? And lastly, we have her big game ranger card right here. Okay, this one is really good. Okay, this card is very good right here. Okay, the one I do like personally, okay, is the one I do like here is of course this one right here. Okay, this one's really good. Especially if you get a divine epiphany on this, it's actually really good. Okay, what does it? It will let you do on hit, right? Whenever you hit, right, it will add 2 0 in, right? You guys already know what 0 in. It would let you do more extra attack, which then, you know, make you do more damage, right? And then when the attunement effect is activated, right, 2 0 in, right? So this will pretty much give you a 4 0 in stack right away, which is really good. This thing can stack up to 60 times. So if you want to stack this thing up pretty quickly, this is very good right here. Okay, because a 60 stack is very crazy right here. Okay, so this is very good right here. So that's the one I like. We have this one as well, right? At the start of the turn, 30 0 in, unable to use attack card of this unit. Now this one is more like a support version. If you are trying to build her as a support for somebody else to do extra attack, then you know this is decent. Okay, but for her it's terrible because she's unable to use any attack cards, okay, when she activates this card. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so if you want to use her as support, this could be very good, but again, right, every time you'll be able to get 30 0 in right away, which is massive, right? But the downside is you are unable to use attack cards. So yeah, I don't know, right? There's a give and take right here. Okay, and then we have this one here. When a harmful effect is applied through an ability, 5 0 in. Now this is going to be amazing with Arabella as well, right? Because Arabella is a full-on debuffer, DPS character. So again, this could be very good with her. Okay, so this is definitely more you know, designed toward Arabella, and they said you'll be able to use those two together. Okay, they're gonna work really well together. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Okay, until she comes out, this is whatever, but when she comes out, I think this is gonna be very good right here. Okay, now we have this one, just a basic one. On hit, it will give you 3 0. Just, you know, pretty simple stuff right here. But yeah, this 0 in effect is very good. Okay, of course, if you want a draw support version of her, you could do this, right? You for 0 cost, you'll be able to draw 2, right, of random cards. Okay, so it's very good. All right, so this one is very good. But it's a unique card, so you won't be able to duplicate it. But again, it's a draw 2, right, for 0 cost, so it's okay. But it's nothing crazy, right? But my favorite one is by far this one right here. I like it. Now let's talk about my save data. Okay, I think this is one of her base build you guys can do with her. Okay, so the build we went with is, of course, we got 4 dupes of this quiver reload. Okay, this is her main card, and as you guys can see on the screen, I have 2 dupes on this thing. That lets me create 3 homing arrow structure in the drop pile, and I have the divine influence that let me reduce this by 1 cost, so I'll be able to cast 0. Right, this is insane right here. Same thing right here. Okay, we have two pose that, and then I changed 2 of these for this right here. So one is a quiver arrow, the create 4 homing arrow version. Very good, right? So yeah, that's how I went with this right here. So this is very good right here. And I also went with the upgrade version. Since this is a unique card, I can only duplicate once, right? I cannot duplicate anymore. So this is very good, right? So the way I did it was I duplicated the base version twice, and then I used you know, the editing brush and stuff like that to add all this stuff right here. Okay. During my run, I did get all these divine infinities that let me reduce the cost, but all I had to do was use editing brush and change them to the right one. So this is how I got this beautiful build right here. Okay, and I also have, you know, the reduced cost by 1 divine on this as well, which is crazy, right? My favorite one right here for the big game ranger right here. So yeah, just amazing build. So this is what you guys want to do. Okay. So the way this build works is pretty much, right, you start a fight with this right here, activating, right, because it's an opener card, right? So at the start of the battle, activate this card by using AP, right? So this thing activates and it will create the homing arrows in the draw pile right here, and then you pretty much just follow it up with creating more homing arrow inside your draw pile right here using these 3 cards right here. And the good thing is this one also lets you draw one of those cards, so it's very good right here. And then you just create these guys in here, right? And then when you create those guys, you could then activate the other cards right here. So you have this one right here that lets you do 102 damage and person do damage and 2 ionization to all enemies. And then when you draw this thing as well, you'll be able to do the ionization to random enemy effect as well. Of course, you're gonna need a support card that lets you to draw these cards out. Like Nia could be pretty good with her, because again, Nia is able to discard one of HILDE cards and then draw her other cards. Okay, so you're gonna need, you know, another draw character with her right here, just to make sure you are able to draw this homing arrow before a turn in this, so you do the most damage, right? So you draw these guys right out, and then when you draw them, the ultimate activates, and then you do damage as well. And then we have this card, of course, right, with the upgrade version right here, that it has on hit 2-0 when the ultimate effect activated 2-0 as well, right? So this thing will be applying constantly, right, consistently, right, because we are activating these homing arrows by drawing them out and pretty much doing damage with it. And I also have this desire card right here. Okay, of course, this is a new mechanic for season 4. They removed the personal cards and they added these desire cards. Okay, and for I think for HILDE, this is probably one of the best one, sensory overload. What this does, it does inquiry right here. So this is a new effect right here, inquiry synergy, right? Apply effect based on the total number of inquiry talent possessed by allies, right? 3 inquiry on draw, right? If you have 3 plus inquiry with other allies, you on draw randomly apply 1 weaken or vulnerable to random enemies. This is amazing right here. If you have 5 plus inquiry, when harmful effect is applied to the enemy, draw 1. Okay, this effect is going to be really good with Arabella. And then if you have 7 or more, you're going to be doing at the start of the battle 9 inquiry, right? And then desire, right? When an inquiry card is used, gain 1 inquiry, right? And then desire for each stack. When inquiry desire reach 10 stack, create 1 desire manifest inquiry card in hand, right? This is a manifest inquiry hand card right here. Okay, so you definitely gonna need a bunch of you're gonna need your other teammates to have this inquiry effect as well. So right, the inquiry 2 right here, right, the times 2 effect right here, so you'll be able to get all these crazy effect right here. Okay, this is a desire card synergy thing they added with new season 4. Okay, but the card specifically, what it does, it will do for 1 turn when drawing through an ability of this unit 110% extra attack to a random enemy. So this is pretty much giving a more extra attack. Okay, and if you are able to pull this desire manifest inquiry effect right here, this is broken. It will do 600% damage, right? And then it will draw 2 cards of this unit. So this is going to be your other way of, you know what I'm saying, drawing her homing arrow cards. Okay, so you'll be able to activate that attunement effect. Okay, and then it also have an effect called control. This is the control desire one I picked, so that's the effect you get from here. Okay, so if you pick the control one, it's control synergy, it will apply effect based on the total number of control talent possessed by allies. So you definitely gonna need other characters, right, the allies, the 2 other team members, to have the inquiry effect right here, and also the desire specific the control take this control specific desire right here. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Okay, but for her, this is very good right here. Just the base activation is really good for her. it would just later do more extra attacks. Okay, and for the mutation right here, I just went with a simple one right here, increase damage amount of card of this unit by 12%, which is okay. And for gear wise, I went with obsidian sword. Ideally you want the one that lets you get a 35% increase to extra attack. Okay, that's what you want on her because she's mainly extra damage dealing. Okay, but this is the pretty much shape that I went with. Okay, I think this is really good right so far. This has been really fun right here, build right here. I usually just use it with Tifera and somebody like Ree, just to help me draw these homing arrow cards, but you guys can do Nia and somebody else, okay, if you guys want. Of course, for potential wise, she is scaling mainly of extra attack, so extra damage, you're gonna need a bunch of extra damage right here. Okay, and for memory card, of course you're gonna be going with this right here, the new set, which is pretty much on extra attack, or when an attack card is created in draw pile, which Hilde does all the time, right? Or on draw through an attack card, right? Gain one evolving battlefield, each max one time, right? So what this evolving battlefield does, it will do at increasing boost to your critical damage, right? So it says evolving battlefield, right? By the name, it will do a 10% critical damage, and this thing can stack up to 30 times, right? Because it's 3 stack, and then when 3 stack are reached, add an additional 5% critical damage. So it's going to be a 35% increase to your critical damage, which is very good. Okay, and of course I went with a crit damage set. Of course, for 2 set, pretty good right here. But her status is nothing crazy. I only have 44% crit chance and then 175. But with the evolution battlefield thing, we should be able to get this to 200%, right? So very good, right? Attack wise, she only have like 889, but the build works, okay. But let's talk about her dupes, okay. Her dupes are pretty decent, I think. So the first one is it will do change the following effect for vortex arrow, increase draw by 1, right? So this is her vortex arrow right here, the one I said you guys can remove. So we'll just let you draw more cards, and then it will also give you more increase to the damage right here. Okay, the 90% damage amount for each attack card drawn through an ability's turn. Okay, before it was 60, but now it's 90%, so just keep that in mind. Her E1 is nothing crazy, to be honest, but we have her E2. Now this thing is really good, right? So at the start of the battle, right, 10% to Hilde's critical chance, and at the start of the turn or when an enemy is defeated, gain 1 double tap. Okay, this is very good, right? This will buff her crit chance. Okay, so this is really good right here. And the double tap is when a homing arrow is activated, 300% extra attack to the enemy with the lowest health and decrease double tap by 1. So this is pretty much just another way of her doing even more extra attack, which is crazy. That's 300% is a pretty big multiplier as well, right? And you're also gonna get that crit chance. So this is her E2 is way better than her E1. Okay, so her E2 very good, right? I wish they had switched these two around. If they had, I would actually go for her E1 just to get this effect. Okay, this thing is broken. Okay, and then we have her E3, which is an ego skill upgrade. So you know, nothing crazy right here. Her ego skill is pretty good, right? What does it? Would do 25% weakness damage amount taken to all enemies, and for 1 turn, and it would let you draw 3 attack cards of this unit, and it's only a 4 cost ultimate right here, which is really good. Of this, it will apply weakness attack to those cards for 3 turns, right? So this is also another way of you drawing your homing arrow cards. Okay, so this is her ultimate is really good. I'm not gonna lie, right? It's really good. But it does not do any damage, but it would let you, you know, it will just make it easier to utilize as well. Okay, so very good right there. And then this pretty much just, you know, increase right here the weakness damage thing right here from 15 to 25. Okay, with E3, so pretty decent. And this one, we have this right here, which is the inner memory for E4. For each hit on an ally perform, gain 1 find the gap right here. Find the gap is also another form of buffing her damage as well, right? Increase damage amount of Hilde's extra attack by 5 up to a max of 8 stacks, which is crazy. So again, right, this is crazy because this one gives her a homing as a double tap effect. This one gives her the matrix overlay, right? And then here you're gonna get you get the find the gap here, which is crazy. So yeah, she's getting a bunch of new effects with her, you know what I'm saying, dupes right here. So very good. So yeah, her E4 is really good as well. And her E6, what does it would do when find the gap reaches 8 stack, 50% additional critical chance 2 instinct attribute allies. This is amazing, right? So she pretty much turns into a mini support as well with this thing, right? AoE critical chance buff right here, okay? If you are using a full instinct type attribute teams, okay? And then increase the max stack of 0 in 200, and at start of the turn gain 15 0 in. So this 0 in, before you are only able to stack it up to 60, but now it's going all the way up to 100%, which is crazy, right? And then as the start of the turn, you're gonna get 15 0 in, so you'll be able to get to that 100 stack faster, right? So this is very good, right? And for each stack, right, of 0 in plus 1 critical damage to 0 in, max 45%. So yeah, she's insane, man. Her dupes are really good, right? She's able to buff her crit rate, crit damage with her dupes as well. So she's able to get crazy amount of crit rate. I think she could probably go all the way up to like 100% crit chance if you have like with this like similar build. And then her crit damage probably can go all the way up to like 300%, which is crazy. So her damage can be kind of crazy, right? If you are using her properly, okay? So anyways, teammate wise, okay, the teammate you guys can use is Arabella is going to be one of her base teammate, right, whenever she comes out. But outside of Arabella, I think Tifera is really good with her, right? Tifera is really good just to later draw more cards. I think Veronica is going to be really good with her as well to later draw even more of her homing arrow cards, right? You got Veronica. I think Ree might be really good as well, right? You got Nia also really good with her, right? Ree also pretty good with her, right? And of course you also have this chick right here, Selena, can also work with her as well, right? So yeah, she have a lot of options when it comes to, like, you know what I'm saying, teammates. I think Hugo can be decent with her, but I don't know how effective gonna be with her, to be honest, but he could work, right? Another one that's really good with her is of course somebody like Orlia as well, right? But when you are using her with Orlia, you want to make sure you don't have a lot of cards, okay, of Orlia, okay? You want minimum like 1 card of Orlia at least, okay? That's pretty much it, okay? Don't go beyond that, right? Because again, you want to be able to draw her homing arrow most of the time, so you don't want to clutter your deck with a bunch of other cards, okay? You want to focus on pulling her homing arrow cards. So if you are using her with Orlia, make sure to you know, have a save data with like only like 1 card of her, okay? And you'll be fine, okay? But yeah, those are the couple of cards you guys can use. I think what's her name, Adelaide also works with her as well, right? Because if you have a good build with Adelaide as well, right? You could do, you know, something like this with a draw AP support version, and I think she works fine with her as well, right? So yeah, she's very flexible when it comes to the teammates. But I think overall, man, Hilde is really fun, man, really fun character, and she's dedicated like fully AoE DPS, and she also does pretty insane damage when it comes to single target as well, right? So she's a mix of both, which is really good, right? But yeah, man, I think Hilde, very good character, right? Very, very good character. But I'm more excited to try her with Arabella. I think her and Arabella are gonna be insane together, okay? So I can't wait for Arabella to come out so I could actually, you know, see them together, right? See them together like play and stuff like that. I think their synergy is gonna be crazy. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it for Hilde, man. And yeah, man, overall, man, Hilde, really good character, okay? I think you guys should get her just because Arabella and her might be kind of crazy as well, right? She gonna have a future synergy with other cards as well, right? Especially with the instinct type character, and she could also be used as a support character as well, right? If you have her dupes and stuff like that, because her dupes gives her you know, the AoE critical rate buffs and stuff like that, or her E6 if you guys have heard that like that far, right? She could be used as a support card as well for other instinct type character. And yeah, I think her value is very good, and her design is absolutely amazing as well, right? So again, right, very good character, right, so far, and I'm loving her, right? Anyways, thank you for watching, and of course don't forget to like and subscribe as well, and let me know what you guys think about Hilde as well, and let me know what kind of save data you guys are running on her as well, right? But yeah, thank you for watching, and bye bye.